Welcome to the show. Today we're unpacking a big idea. What if your org chart is also your discipleship map? This episode kicks off our Kingdom Impact Summit series, 3 weeks to go. We'll explore why the marketplace is one of God's primary fields for disciple making and how to architect business models that shape people, not just profit. If you're ready to move beyond charity toward everyday discipleship at work, you're in the right place.
What if your business did more than succeed? What if it made disciples? What if payroll, coaching one-on-one-s, supplier calls, and sales meetings became Monday through Saturday ministry, and Sunday became a celebration of all God did at work? This is not theory. It's happening right now in companies around the world, and at the Kingdom Impact Summit, November 4th to 6th, you'll see how to design, lead, and scale it. Welcome and promise. Welcome to this week 3 preview. In the next few minutes, you'll hear field stories, a few Bible anchors, and what to expect each day of the summit so you can get the most out of it, whether you join live or catch the 24-hour replays. Business is a God-given tool for discipleship. When we align our models, culture, and metrics with the kingdom, work becomes worship and companies become disciple-making movements. At the summit, we'll give you field-tested frameworks and real stories you can use this quarter. No fluff, no hype, just what works. Meet Aziza. She started with a small idea at home, coffee and flowers. Today, by God's grace, it's grown to 5 branches across Central Asia, and each location supports young missionaries while discipling staff and customers. Aziza didn't wait for the perfect building or a grant or a platform. She asked, Lord, what's in my hand, and built faithfully one role, one training, one prayer at a time. Scripture gives us the pattern. Matthew 28 verses 19 to 20 calls us to go and make disciples of all nations, teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And Colossians 3 verse 23 says, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. In other words, work is worship and work is witness when it's designed that way. So here's the summit framework you'll hear again and again, calling to build to fruit. Calling, what did God put in your hand and where? Build, how do you design a company so daily work forms people? Fruit, what spiritual and economic outcomes does the model reliably produce? This leads us to our Kingdom ROI lens, what we measure so we actually steward results, spiritual, discipleship pathways, scripture engagement, leaders formed. Economic, jobs created, revenue, and margins that sustain mission. Social, vulnerable served, families stabilized, communities strengthened. At the summit, we'll show you how leaders like Aziza track these outcomes, not to boast, but to steward. Day 1. Foundations plus Mike Baer. Day 1 sets the foundation, identity, rhythms, and culture that disciple people through everyday work. We're honored to host Mike Baer, widely regarded as the father of business as mission. His keynote, Business as Mission, Work Around the World, distills decades of global practice, what works across cultures, and what to avoid. You'll take away 1. How to architect your business model as a discipleship system, people, practices, pathways. 2. How to align governance and incentives with kingdom outcomes. 3. How to map calling build fruit and review it quarterly with your team. Day 1 also features leaders on habits of a Christ-centered company, rhythms of a kingdom CEO, and healthy households that fuel healthy leadership because your marriage, your family, and your inner life are part of your leadership. Meet Surian in Indonesia plus the culture flywheel. In Indonesia, Surian hires students who've traveled far from home. He gives them dignifying work, prays with them, opens scripture, and teaches financial skills. The result? Growth financially and spiritually. That's what we call the kingdom culture flywheel, a simple rhythm that keeps formation at the center. Hire to coach, to measure, to celebrate, to correct, to multiply. Hire for heart and coachability, not resume alone. Coach with weekly one-on-one skills and soul. Measure both excellence and kingdom fruit. Celebrate what you want repeated. Correct with grace and truth. Multiply leaders who can reproduce the flywheel. This isn't extra, it is the work. Remember 1 Thessalonians 4 verses 11 to 12. Aspire to live quietly and to mind your own affairs and to work with your hands so that you may walk properly before outsiders. A steady, excellent, Christ-like company becomes a quiet megaphone for the gospel. Day 2. Build models, ops, marketing plus Ken Gosnell. Day 2 turns belief into build models, marketing, sales, and operations that form people while scaling excellence. Our Day 2 keynote is Ken Gosnell, founder and CEO of CXP CEO Experience and author of Well Done. His session, Well Done Leadership, CEOs that multiply kingdom impact deep dive, shows how to translate values into manager rituals and scorecards that people can actually run. Expect to learn how to convert values into weekly one-on-ones, coaching rhythms, and team practices. How to use lead and lag indicators, character, customers, cash with integrity. How to hire and promote for fruit plus fit, not skill alone. You'll also dig into spirit-led marketing, soul-honoring sales, operating cadences, and automation that supports, not replaces, discipleship. If you've ever thought, I don't need more content, I need a system, Day 2 is your day. Meet the Africa Partners business as mission ecosystems. Across parts of Africa, IBM trainers and entrepreneurs are building what we call IBM ecosystems. One leader shared how his logistics company strengthened while serving the church, creating jobs, modeling integrity, and discipling young leaders on the job. Others have seen youth and families stabilized through steady work, mentoring, and prayer. This is Jeremiah 29, verse 7 in action. Seek the peace and prosperity of the city. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. Business as mission seeks the shalom of a place, spiritual, economic, and social health together. Day 3, Scale and Legacy plus Carrie Summers. Day 3 is about thinking bigger and longer, replication, ownership, networks, and legacy. Our Day 3 keynote is Carrie Summers, former CEO and now President Emeritus of the Museum of the Bible, founder of the Nehemiah Group, and a veteran builder of large-scale kingdom initiatives. In Leadership Principles for Large-Scale Kingdom Ventures, Carrie unpacks how to lead with credibility, excellence, and witness at scale, governance that works, cross-sector partnerships, funding realities, and guest experiences that form people. We'll also cover post-exit pathways for founders, family governance for legacy, and ecosystems that outlive any single leader. Too busy, not a CEO, mixing faith and business. You may be thinking, I'm too busy. That's why we've designed each day's sessions to be on demand for 24 hours. Watch at lunch, at night, or early morning. If you want long-term access for your team, elders/board, or family, you can upgrade to the all-access lifetime pass, which also helps fund the mission. But I'm not a CEO. Perfect. We've got tracks for pastors, investors/owners, and legacy families, plus sessions on sales, marketing, habits, and culture that apply to every believer at work. Isn't mixing faith and business risky? It is if you're using people. But the gospel calls us to serve people. Paul made tents, Acts 18. Lydia worked in textiles, Acts 16. The question isn't if you mix faith and work, it's how with excellence, humility, and love. That's what we will show you. Here's what's next. Here's how to get the most out of the summit. 1. Register free if you haven't yet. 2. Watch your inbox at 7 a.m. Eastern each day for your link. 3. Pick your top 3 sessions per day and block time to watch within the 24-hour window. 4. Use the Summit Playbook ebook. You'll get it on registration. Capture the top 3 takeaways per session and write one action this week. 5. Consider all access if you want your team/board to implement over 30, 60, 90 days. Lifetime replays, MP3 audio, slides/notes as provided, and your upgrade helps equip more entrepreneurs globally. 6. Join the Facebook group to trade notes, find peers, and ask questions during the live Q&A blocks. Prayerful invitation. One business owner in Africa told us, since joining IBM, I've become more disciplined and accountable in my business, learned to share my faith effectively, and been inspired to encourage youth to engage in business. Another said, we hire students, pray together, and share Bible stories. They grow financially and spiritually. This is why we're doing this. We want to see businesses discipling people, churches strengthened, and cities rejoicing because righteousness and excellence fill the marketplace. Wherever you are, CEO, pastor, investor, parent, God can use what's in your hand. We go live November 4th to 6th. Day 1 with Mike Baer on business as mission around the world. Day 2 with Ken Gosnell on well done leadership. Day 3 with Carrie Summers on leading large-scale kingdom ventures. Each day's sessions are free for 24 hours. If you want to keep everything for your team and help equip more entrepreneurs globally, upgrade to the all-access lifetime pass. Let's build what outlives us. I'll see you at the summit.
If this stirred something in you, don't miss the Kingdom Impact Summit, November 4th to 6th. 100% virtual plus global. Theme: where business becomes discipleship. Registration is free and includes the Kingdom Impact Playbook. Save your seat now at ibum.org/summit. And share this episode with a leader who wants Monday through Saturday to become ministry.